Hello everybody and welcome to SnackTube. Today I'm trying something similar to something that I figured was dead a long time ago. You may remember the Iron Brew bars. I don't know if you got them anywhere else, you certainly got them all over Scotland. But they basically were like really like long sort of taffy-like toffee kind of chewy bars, and they tasted like Iron Brew. They were really nice, and they were pretty bad for you, bad for your teeth, full of sugar and very sticky. But I remember eating them all the time as a kid, and they've been gone for a long time. And I didn't think there were any real substitutes out there until I found this in the shop this morning. This is an Wullies Braw Iron Brew Chew Bar. I don't know if you know about Willie. He's a sort of a comic strip character. Used to be in newspapers, I think, and now you get books full of Willie comics. And normally they tend to sell really well at Christmas time because they have like an annual every year, and a lot of mostly older people, I think, tend to buy it. I haven't actually read an Willie comic book in years, probably since I was a kid. But they still make them. They still make new ones every year, so there you go. So they've got a brand, apparently. I didn't know that Willie had any kind of sweets or anything like that. I figured it was just the comic books. But apparently they've decided to make some Iron Brew bars and put their branding on it, which is pretty cool. The very dab, he says. The very dab. And this was only 10p. It's very rare to get any kind of sweetie for 10p nowadays. Iron Brew bars back in the day, they were 10p. But that was, what, 10, 15 years ago? Something like that. A long time ago. Things have gone up in price considerably since then. So I figured I would get this and try it because I miss Iron Brew bars. I used to really like them. I used to eat them all the time. But I haven't been able to have one in years. So I figured I'd give this a try and see what it's like. I actually do also have with me here some Iron Brew. Just that way we can test the two things together and see if it really does taste like Iron Brew. Now, let's see if there's anything to read about this. It's basically a big old bar of sugar. It's kind of bendy. You'll see soon just how sticky and horrible it is. So I don't imagine it's going to be very good for us, but let's find out. So this is produced for Rose Confectionery Limited. They're at roseconfectionery.com. I imagine they make sweets and stuff like that, of course. And this thing is also vegetarian and halal, so that's good to know. Which means that the kind of chewy stickiness, a lot of the time they use pig fat, I think, for stuff like that, for like gummy bears and things like that. But there are vegetarian or maybe even vegan substitutes as well. So I'm assuming it doesn't have any of that. Although I don't know the rules when it comes to vegetarianism. You might be able to eat some. You're allowed to eat some animal products because I know you can eat cheese, you can eat eggs. I don't know if pig fat would count. I don't know, you tell me. Anyway, made by Rose Marketing, 11 grams for the bar. Now let's actually see what is in it, because I'm quite curious to know. I imagine lots of sugar. There is a description. So it's an Iron Brew sherbet-filled chew bar. Also, it's got sherbet in the middle. The original Iron Brew bars didn't have sherbet in the middle, so that's the one thing that's probably going to be different. So it's got glucose syrup, sugar, dextrose, all different types of sugars, acid, vegetable oil, which is palm oil, which is bad, the poor orangutans. Starch emulsifier, which is soy lecithin. Flavouring, colours, which is carotene and beetroot red. And that's it. So it's made from vegetable oil, so sounds to me like it's also vegan. I could be mistaken, but yeah, I think it is. For allergens, see ingredients in bold, just soya. Nutritional information. Now, this gives you the typical values per 100 grams, which I don't understand why. Nobody's going to sit and eat 100 grams of these. You'd have to eat, what, 9 of them to get, well, that'd get you 99 grams. 9 of these in a row to eat 100 grams. No one's sitting doing that. Maybe some crazy kids, but I'm not going to do that. So I'll try and reduce it down as much as I can. I mean, essentially, this is 11 grams, so yeah, I'll divide everything by 10 and that should give us a rough idea. So, per 100 grams, 371 calories, so about 40 calories for the bar, which is okay. Fat, 3.9 grams, so that's about a gram for the bar, which again is alright. 1.8 grams of saturates, so that'd be what? 0.2 grams of saturates, which is nothing. Carbs, 79 grams. Quite a lot of carbs. for a tiny wee chewy bar. I suppose that's what, 8 grams of carbs. There'd be about 5.5 or 6 grams of sugar in this. No protein and next to no salt. So yeah, it sounds like a sweetie. It's only 11 grams. That's a decent sized bar for only like 40 calories. So that should do quite well as a snack. Right, well, I'm curious to get this open and give it a try. Let's break this bad by open and actually see what it's like. Hopefully it's the same colour as Iron Brew at least. Struggling with it. Oh, wow. No, it's not. Okay. Well, it's failed the first hurdle. It's yellow. Why is it yellow? Iron Brew bars were orange. Like, Iron Brew bars were the same colour as Iron Brew. That's not even close. It's yellow. I would assume by looking at that, if I was to open that without knowing what it is and look at it, I would assume that's a banana bar that's made from banana flavour. Does kind of smell like Iron Brew though. Yeah. Okay. Well, I suppose the only thing to do is try it. See what it's like. That is a pure block of sugar right there. Lovely jubbly. Right, let's give it a try. This is our Wullies Braw Iron Brew Chew Bar. Let's give it the old taste test. Chewy. Can definitely taste the sherbet in the middle of it, which is nice. Sugary, but not too overwhelming. Tends to be if you eat sherbet, it's just like eating a big mouthful of sugar and it just gives you that whole thing. Where all the muscles in your mouth just spasm out of control. There's not enough in there to do that, which is a relief. Just want to see how that compares to the taste of actual Iron Brew. It's almost there. It's almost there, but not quite. It's more like cheap Iron Brew. Like if you buy really cheap Iron Brew from like Morrison's or from Aldi. Aldi do an Iron Brew where it's actually spelled Iron Brew, whereas Iron Brew is IRNBRU. And it's got the right taste, but it's not quite there. It's not got that signature Iron Brew taste. So it's more like that cheap Iron Brew stuff, and I suppose that is how it's spelled on the packet. So it's not claiming to be actual Iron Brew. Otherwise it would be an Iron Brew bar. It's not got the right consistency compared to an actual old Iron Brew bar. I mean, a real Iron Brew bar would have been really, really tough and just really sticky. So sticky to the point where you could barely chew it. So you'd be like trying to work it out off your teeth and into a ball just so you could sort of just suck it to death. That's a poor choice of words. This is more, it's a bit chewy, but it's not sticking to the teeth the way an Iron Brew bar would. So it's easy to get down. It's got kind of a fake sugar vibe to it. Even though it's got real sugar, it's got kind of a fake sugar taste to it. Kind of like it's not the most prevalent taste, but it's in there, and it's a little bit unpleasant compared to the rest of the stuff. I think maybe that's just the sherbet mixing with the Iron Brew flavouring. Don't think it quite goes. Well, I'd say overall, as a sweetie for 10p, you can't complain too much, you know. 10 pence. So it's cheap. It's sugar. It'll give you your wee sugar fix. Good for kids, I suppose. But calling it an Iron Brew bar, I think isn't fair. It's got the slight Iron Brew taste to it, sure, like the fake Iron Brew taste, but It definitely doesn't compare to an actual iron brew bar from back in the day. It doesn't have the same texture. It's got a weird sort of aftertaste to it. I'm not entirely convinced by it. I wouldn't go so far as to say it's bad, but it's not that nice. I wouldn't have it again. The hunt continues for something like an iron brew bar. I'll have to try and find someone who still has one sitting in a closet somewhere and see if I can get one from that. Maybe I'll try eBay. But yeah, I think the addition of the sherbet in the middle isn't necessary at all. I could do without that, to be honest. All I think it does is clash with the iron brew flavour in there. Makes it more unpleasant than it needs to be. Well, I think that'll do. That was our Wullies Braw Iron Brew Bar. Nah, it's not great. It's not great. There are better sweets out there. Well, in fact, what am I thinking is, what are they called? A chew bar? I think it's a chew bar. Something like that. Those are nicer. Well, that'll do for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this review, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Hit the wee bell and get notifications anytime one of my videos comes out. I upload twice a week, so plenty of stuff to watch. You can go on the channel, there's over 100 videos on there now, so there's loads of stuff to watch. So please just check that out when you get a second. And yeah, just let me know what you thought of the Iron Brew Chew Bar if you've had one. Let me know if there's anything you want me to try, and I will see if I can arrange that for you. Right, I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.